You walk into the headquarters of a modern corporation, and on the surface, the infrastructure looks cutting edge. Executives claim their operations are entirely data-driven. They point to their massive enterprise data warehouses. They employ dedicated teams of analysts who monitor real-time dashboards tracking metrics across every department. But watch what happens when leadership asks a forward-looking question. Say, how to reallocate resources to bypass a manufacturing bottleneck expected in the next quarter. The machinery grinds to a halt. The dashboards only display the exact volume of units produced last month. The reporting systems are looking firmly in the rearview mirror. What does it actually require to use data to steer a business forward? And why do so few companies clear that bar? Buying expensive visualization software and hoarding data is not the same as competing on analytics. For many firms, it simply creates an illusion of competence. Organizations achieve analytical maturity by climbing a distinct staircase. At the very bottom is the impaired stage. Employees pull ad hoc reports from fragmented databases, frequently presenting executives with conflicting numbers. A step up is the operational stage. Here, a company standardizes its key performance indicators and aligns them into clean, uniform dashboards. This graphic shows how those lower steps fit into a broader analytical framework. The bottom step is labeled descriptive. It exists solely to answer the question, what happened? Looking at the reporting box on the left side of the ladder, you see it relies on periodic or ad hoc trend analysis. The organization is trapped in a tactical view, constantly reacting to historical results. To climb higher, a company must cross a massive gap, moving from summarizing the past to actively optimizing the future. Most organizations stall right at this edge. They view analytics as an IT support function rather than an executive priority, and they lack a culture where decisions are strictly driven by evidence. You cannot purchase your way across this gap with new software. The actual barrier to entry is executive strategy. When a company does cross that divide, they reach the upper interconnected circles shown here, starting with predictive analytics. Instead of asking what happened, the organization uses statistical analysis and data mining to determine what is likely to happen next. Directly connected to that is prescriptive analytics. By applying management science and optimization models, the system calculates the best specific actions to take based on those predictions. Firms operating at this peak are analytical competitors. They integrate complex models across their entire value chain, seamlessly correlating offline inventory constraints with online customer behavior. Executing at this level requires an organization-wide mandate. Senior executives must champion the models and force a culture of rigorous, fact-based decision-making down through every department. We see the capability of predictive modeling in systems like Watson, which rapidly parses unstructured data to evaluate and select optimal answers against human competitors. It forms a closed-loop system. The company's strategy dictates which metrics to track. That data directly informs the daily actions taken, and the results from those actions continuously calibrate the overarching strategy. But that staircase is a theoretical framework. In practice, corporate structures are messy. This diagram illustrates that reality. The jagged gray shape inside the spider diagram maps proficiency across 6 axes, revealing analytical maturity rarely grows evenly. Scanning labels like scope and objectives, it's clear a business might operate an optimized supply chain while marketing remains impaired. Reaching the outermost edge of every axis is incredibly expensive. So many companies pushing every single department to the prescriptive tier is not actually the optimal goal. Often, building closed systems with narrow boundaries, like a localized data mart for a specific department, is a rational choice. This is called sub-optimization, and it saves resources when full systemic integration isn't necessary. Which brings us back to the corporation from the beginning. Their failure isn't that they rely on lower-level descriptive reporting. Their failure is the gap between their belief that they are an elite analytical competitor and the reality of their daily operations. True analytical maturity is not measured by the volume of data you store or the automated dashboards you own. It is measured by the quality of the decisions your organization actually runs on.